Hey everyone, it's Christine from Financial Dreams with Christine. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had an awesome week and are ready to have an relaxing or perhaps maybe exciting weekend. I am today recording my video for my September closeout of my second paycheck. And just to give you an update on how many days of school until I retire. I'm recording this on Friday, October 3rd, and I have 162 days of school left. Woohoo! I'm excited. It's out of the bag at work now, so everyone's talking to me about it, and we're just like, I just can't do anything but talk about retirement, and I'm sure I'm getting on people's nerves, but it's happening so soon, so I need to talk about it. I am a school teacher in my 27th year of teaching, and I teach in New Jersey, in southern New Jersey. And the way our pension system works is that, ever since I started working, I've paid a percentage of my paycheck into the pension system. And now that I'm retiring, I'm going to be getting back a bit of it. I am, however, retiring before I turn 55. So I have the years in, but I don't have the age in. So because I'm not 55 yet, I will be taking a slight penalty to my pension, but my pension is still good enough that even if I have a penalty, it makes it worth it to me. And so then I am just even more excited because I retired earlier than I expected. So that is where I am with that. And I suppose we should hop into it before this video gets excessively long. Okay, I hope that your September went well for you. There's been lots going on this September, of course, back to school and all that jazz. And both my kids are back up at college now, and it's just been, there's been a lot going on. My dad was recently in the hospital. He had a surgery that we didn't count on, but he is home recovering and recuperating. He is just fine. And my daughter was recently very sick. She had been told she had strep throat, and then even after she ran the course of her antibiotics, she was still not feeling much better. So she went to the health center on campus where she found out that she had mono. So you can imagine, with my daughter 6 hours away from me, I feel so guilty that I'm not there to take care of her, but she has been feeling much better. As a matter of fact, she found herself at 2 Red Sox baseball games the weekend prior to this one, before they played the Yankees and sadly lost. So she's definitely much better. So I'm just excited about that. And my son had an interesting week as well. He had been waiting on his decision for his study abroad program. And on the 25th, I believe it was, he was told that he got into 2 programs, one in France, one in the Netherlands. And the Netherlands had been his top pick for a while, so he was super excited to accept it and to, send in the paperwork that was required. When he showed up to a drop-in information session and found out that it was a mistake, that he was told he was accepted into that program, and he was only accepted into the French program, which I know it's a first world problem, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but he was disappointed because he had his heart set on the Netherlands, and that's what he was told he was accepted into. But he is now since accepted that decision and is super excited about going to France. And I'm excited as well because that means I get to go to France. But I'll tell you more about that in my upcoming travel video that I basically had planned a trip that now I need to completely tear apart. But again, that will be another video. And let me just get into this. I said I was going to hop into it, and I didn't. So I'm sorry. So here we go. My closeout for my second September paycheck. Okay, so paycheck number 2 came in on September 26th, and I received $27.51.22. So I had it pretty much down, but I just wasn't sure what the change was going to be. So there that is. Okay, and I had a pretty good run on eBay and Facebook Marketplace this month. So instead of $50, I received $133.83. And I did receive some stipend payments from the professional development I did over the summer. And those payments came to $450. That was 3 sessions. They were, I want to say, 6-hour sessions on 3 separate days, 150 for the 6 hours. And so I do have more than I'm waiting for, but some of them are being rather slow coming in. But you're going to see in just a minute what I did with that stipend money. So when I add all this up, it comes to $3,335.05. Okay, I left my calculator at school, so that's why I'm not adding things up with you. I did add them beforehand with my my iPhone calculator, and since I'm recording with that, I can't use it in the video, so I do know my numbers are correct. So okay, most of my utilities, or actually all of my utilities, come out in the first paycheck. So the second paycheck really just has the streaming, which is Spotify Family at this time. All right, and that's $18.12. So what I have left is $3,316.93. Okay. Let me go into that section where everything, it really just kind of depends on what's going on during the month and how high the grocery prices are. And I really am finding that they're a lot. They are a lot right now, and I'm definitely having a lot of trouble staying in budget or under budget. But I was able to this month, and I think it was because at the end of August I had purchased some things that kind of helped September out. So for my husband and myself this month, I spent $418.14, which isn't really bad when you think about it. I am meal planning. I am shopping at discount grocery stores like Aldi and Lidl. I do have a ShopRite and Acme close to me. Acme's prices are usually pretty high, but I was able to make use of an incredible deal that they were running, and because of that, it was like a code for grocery pickup where you could save like 40%, and because of that, I was able to come in under budget. If it wasn't for that discount, I would probably be over budget right now. Gas, I was just under budget as well at $147.55. I always try to go to the gas station that is the cheapest, and that is up by my work. So today after school, I filled up and it was $3.04. However, on my way home, I passed another gas station that was $2.99, and I was like, and I hadn't seen one under $3 for a long time. So I guess it's coming down a little bit, but I was like, are you kidding me? I went out of my way to go to this gas station because it's the cheapest, and it wasn't. So that was no fun. Anyway, it was only 5 cents more or less than what I paid, so it's not the end of the world. I wonder how much gas is by you right now, or if you're struggling with grocery prices as well. I hope you're not, but I have a feeling that probably we all are. So miscellaneous was $112.54. And what went into that miscellaneous, I wouldn't even be able to tell you at this time because I wrote it all in the back of the monthly information. So I can't remember right now, but it had a lot to do with the fact that we visited my son for a parent weekend this month. So some of the spending came from that. And speaking of spending for that, when we did visit my son, he needed to do some clothes shopping. And so Mama spent $104.30. And my daughter, I just told you a few minutes ago that she had been sick and was tested positive. Words are not coming out right. She tested positive for mono. So I did send her some money so that she could get DoorDash or whatever she wanted to get in case she couldn't make it to the student dining hall. So that was that. That's why that $100 was there. And all these expenses come to $882.53. So to subtract that from $3316.93 is $2434.40. All right, so now back up to my sinking funds, which I'm super excited to be able to try to build these up with the time I have left before retirement. I think I did pretty well. I did send the $500 to our college fund like I had planned. I did put $50 aside for Chloe for her grooming and her vet visits, just to stock things up again. Now, family fun, I did not put money into, and that was kind of to balance out the fact that I had spent extra money on my son and my daughter. So that did not get money in there. Home improvement, I did put the $100. Car maintenance, I did do the $50. Personal, I did the $25. Emergency, I did put in the $200. I did put $750 in my Roth. And taxes, I did $25 instead of $20. So adding that all up came to $16.95, which leaves $739.40. Okay, now here's where I'm going to use that extra money from the stipends that I earned this summer. Okay, so my rollover was $335 as I anticipated. And I made an extra car payment this month with that stipend money. And instead of sending $450 because I needed some of that to balance out what I had spent for my son and daughter, I was able to make a payment of $405, which made a very nice dent. And it's almost paid down. I have a little over $1,000 left, and if the other stipend money comes in October, I should have that car paid off by the end of October, if not the end of November. All right, so I when I add this up, it's actually going to come to $740, which is just over by 60 cents, which I figured I can take the hit to my cushion. So I went over by 60 cents, which is not the end of the world. I was able to make an extra car payment. I was able to get some extra clothes for my son and send some money to my daughter when she wasn't feeling well. And I think that is a good sign that things are working out, when you can still do the majority of your savings goals while also being able to cash flow some situations that weren't really, planned. I think that's a good sign. So I am very happy with the way this budget turned out. I look forward to October, where we are going to visit my daughter, and I'm sure I'll be spending money on that trip, but I have it budgeted out, so I'm okay. And I kind of am I feel like I'm in a groove right now with my budgeting, where I can take into account everything that's coming up and be prepared for it. And for fun, I can budget that in and not feel guilty about it. I am just kind of cruising right along here, and hoping things kind of stay that way and nothing major happens, which sometimes seems to be the case, right? You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And we've had that a few times over the course of the last few months. And so I am cautiously optimistic that we're in good shape. So, for example, here's just an example of things that we didn't count on. Our property taxes going up because of increase to the town and the school budget. So that meant that the escrow was short on our mortgage, which in turn means that you either have to put forth a lump sum payment, or you have to add that to your mortgage payment. So that was something we hadn't counted on. And also my husband's tractor that he uses to mow our lawn needed to be repaired, and that was something else we hadn't counted on. But we are taking these problems, I suppose, in stride, and just making it work. And I think that's what a budget can do. So anyhow, I will be signing off now, and I hope I get to talk to you again soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and take care of yourselves. Bye.